Hey guys, this is here bringing you another video, and welcome to what I imagine some people are trying to find an answer for. What the hell is going on with VOLIBEAR right now? So this whole build that you may have seen is because of this rune. It's new. Jack of all trades. So for each different stat gained from items, gain one Jack stack. Each stack grants you one ability haste, and then basically you get adaptive force, all this stuff. So the reason why this is a thing on VOLIBEAR is, if you think about it, ability haste, his W. So his W is the constant bite that gives a lot of damage, but also heals him a lot. So you may have seen this build. It involves Rod of Ages. It involves the kind of crit AD carry item, I think. Then Frozen Heart. And you're basically trying to get as many different stats as you possibly can to maximize Jack of all trades. The thing that also benefits VOLIBEAR more than other champions, and if you're thinking already, oh, I could try this with this champion, VOLIBEAR benefits from both AD and AP. It's also why this build works on him. So like there is an AP VOLIBEAR build. Well, that helps for the Rod of Ages side of it. But obviously by standard, VOLIBEAR is an AD champion with auto attacking. Well, that's good when he gets the AD items. So that's kind of why this is a thing. Hopefully this Gragas doesn't laugh the entire lane phase. Yeah, Havika just said, would this work with Shyvana? Possibly. I'm not going to just straight out say it, but Shyvana's another one that it could work with because, again, very similar to VOLIBEAR, she benefits from both AD and AP within her standard kit. You know, there's nothing out of the normal. You know, she has AD scaling and she has AP. Kayle could be another one, but the thing with this build, you have to also know, obviously, you're basically going out of your way to build kind of items that shouldn't go together. Basically to maximize what you're getting. So level 2, Gragas legit disrespect. So this, by the way, if you look at this damage, this is just VOLIBEAR. This isn't anything to do with this build. That's just what a VOLIBEAR can do at level 2. He's a strong champion. Is he actually going for it? He nearly just straight up killed that Gragas under tower at level 2. So yeah, VOLIBEAR in himself, regardless of this build, is quite strong. Go figure. So when you actually add on this new exciting rune with an obscure build that you can't, and another kind of part of it that you have to know is, you know, Gragas typically is going to build AP, but if he's against something that is crazy AD, he might build a bit of armor. If he's against something that's a bit of AP heavy, he might buy a Spirit Visage for healing and magic resist. But if you're building both of these things, you're building AD and AP, like, how do you build against that? Whoa, into the instant flash, into the first blood. Really aggressive play. This Gragas is getting a little bit bamboozled. We also have a joke from Havika that says, my brother asked me if I could have seen the dog bowl. I replied, no, I didn't know he could. Oh, as in bowling. Okay. That took me a moment. Jesus, that was a really bad joke. Anyway, VOLIBEAR going to go back, and he is going to straight away buy Boots of Lucidity. So again, Boots of Lucidity should be your standard boot. The whole point of this build is ability haste. Ability haste is the reason why this works. His damage profile, again, as I said, it benefits of both AD and AP, so the items give you that stuff. But the reason why it actually is obnoxious and it's strong is due to the ability haste that makes him constantly W. So we'll see his W, like, cooldown is currently on a 4.1 second. We'll see what that eventually gets to after a few items complete. Because when you're just standard in a 1v1 fighting against each other, it could be every other second that he's using W, which is a lot of damage and healing. It's just constant. It's the pressure of it that I think people just are finding really hard to deal with. And the thing is, I'm doing this as a, hey, this is what this build is about. I don't know what the answer to this build is. That's the thing. I don't know what the counter to this build is. If you know what it is, and you've done something that has worked, and you're like, oh, I've done that, put it in the comments, let people know. Tyrannadio said, would this build work in jungle? Yes, it does. So on researching a few good VOLIBEAR players on EU West, the person that I was going to do before this, because I was just looking for VOLIBEAR players, was a jungle VOLIBEAR player, and they do this build in the jungle. I wanted to do a top lane one initially because it's more standard in top lane now. It's a bit more obscure in the jungle, but it did show you can do it in the jungle too. The reason why I would say it's not as good in jungle than top is top lane, it's constant 1v1 trades, constant 1v1 fights. Well, that obviously is exactly what this build wants to do. With how much you're just able to W somebody, it's really hard for somebody in a 1v1 to challenge that. In the jungle, you're not doing that as much. So, yeah, I would say his standard build is probably still better for the jungle, but you can do it. There was like one of the profiles I saw was a challenge of VOLIBEAR main. He was doing it in the jungle. But I would say if you want to give this a go, give it a go initially 100% in top lane. So that's the thing. Gragas needs to keep using his E at the right time. He's not really been timing his E at all. Yeah, he's not been timing his E to try and negate the VOLIBEAR Q. He needs to try and do that. And obviously the one thing about this VOLIBEAR build, at least in the early game, he's fairly squishy. You know, he's not the tankiest of thing. Now, obviously, sometimes in top lane especially, you're in the hand of, will my jungler help me or not? Well, Hecarim has already helped the VOLIBEAR, who was already winning lane. Now the Kayn is looking to try and make an impact. This could go really badly for them, by the way. I was about to say, like, he's level 6. They're not. But, yeah. So, I think they were a little bit too far gone, or they just didn't plan that gank that much. But, yeah, VOLIBEAR has a lot of strength. And, again, just make it very clear, this is before he's completed items. So, this mainly is just how strong VOLIBEAR is right now without the build. Like, this is just VOLIBEAR. Right now, his WCD is under 4 seconds, so it's not really changed. Jack of all trades, he's obviously got 2 items. So, oh no, that's the wrong one. There we go. So, different stats. He's got 5 different stats, and he's gaining 10 adaptive force. So, you're also getting adaptive force with this. And yeah, his ability haste, obviously, is what he's actually getting. Where's his ability haste? He's got 20 ability haste right now. So it's, again, it's not crazy yet. He needs, I think when this build fully is supposedly online, is 2 items. You have your Rod of Ages, and then you get the attack AD carry, spammy. You get the AD carry attack speedy crit item. Because if you think about it, the reason why you go these 2 items is, well, you got Boots of Lucidity, Navori, thank you, Fraz. You go Boots of Lucidity, you go Rod of Ages, and you go Navori. These 3 items, I believe, do not share any common stats. So you're getting the most stats in two items and boots than you would with any other items. Both of these items give a lot of stats. Really? They give a lot of stats. Good damage by Gragas, to be fair. They give a lot of stats. The only thing with it, obviously, and people did point out, one of the negatives, if you tried this in jungle versus top lane, it's an expensive build. Buying a Rod of Ages is not cheap. Buying a Navori, you know, a main AD carry item, is expensive. So it's not the easiest build to do if you're not constantly, let's say, getting that farm in top lane, where you're just getting constant income. And that's obviously, you know, regardless if you're getting kills or not. So he's actually staying in lane. He has his ultimate up, which gives him a little bit of extra, like, confidence. In terms of survival, I would imagine this, especially with Gragas having no mana, this VOLIBEAR is not scared of this Gragas. And look at the damage output, and ult, and boom. Yeah, the Gragas. So this game, I believe, is master level. The Gragas is playing this a little bit weird. He may never have played against a VOLIBEAR top. It's possible. I'd be surprised if the Gragas is a top lane main, then I'd imagine he has played against a Gragas before, but it's just he's not respecting it. You have to be careful of VOLIBEAR. VOLIBEAR is more early mid nowadays than late. He kind of falls off late game, but hilariously he may not fall off late game with this build. But yeah, Volley was so strong for a while with that Sundered Sky build, and now he's back in meta. Yeah, pretty much. So the Rod of Ages is complete before 10 minutes, so that's fantastic. His W cooldown is now 3.88. Still only got 20 ability haste, because obviously he's technically gained no more different stats. You know, the base, like, you know, he's got ability power from the Blasting Wand, he had health from the Ruby Crystal, he had mana from the Sapphire Crystal. So he's gained no different stats. So his next big power spike of his ability haste will be now starting to build the AD carry item, which again is a completely different set of stats. Oh. So Volibear is just gonna go, oh, I'll go for the Gragas. Kane is dead. So that is, I presume it's purple Kane, which is a guy that's planning on going red Kane. But he's running lethality red Kane. Yolius just said, to whoever asked if this style works on Shyvana, it does. Spear Shojin into Leandri, Fleet Footwork, same secondary runes. I did a Shyvana game yesterday, but I just used the auto runes. Did I accidentally do this build, like, version on Shyvana? I'm actually going to check if I had the rune and I just didn't realize. Because I did that build. It'd be funny if I did the build, but I didn't actually have the rune. Right, build. Did I have the rune? He is just kind of tower diving. Nope, I did not have the rune. I didn't go inspiration tree, so this rune, big shutdown, this rune is in the inspiration tree. I did not go the inspiration tree on Shyvana, but I did the build, which is kind of funny. So there you go, there's attack speed. So that means that is a new stat that he's picked up. A new, you know, attack speed is unique. So in theory, he would have obviously just gained some more stat. Well, he's gained a new stat, which means he's going to gain a new ability haste. So now his W cooldown, I think it was 3.83 or something. It's now 3.8 flat. He's got 21 ability haste, so he gained 1 ability haste for buying attack speed. So yeah. So it's also, so he's got 6 different stats, and you can see here as well, another power spike will be gain 10 or 25 adaptive force at 5 and 10 stacks respectively. I think obviously the stacks come with how many stats you have. So right now he's got 6 different stacks because he's got 6 different, you know, stats. So when he gets 10 different stats, he'll get 25 adaptive force. Which again, for those that are like, what's adaptive force again? Adaptive force is either AP or AD, depending what your champion skews to. So I'd imagine this build will give him AD. It might actually give him AP to begin with, but then it'll probably give him AD as the game goes on. So again, hilariously, obviously, Volibear passive, the Chain Lightning stacks with magic damage. So that, if you're wondering, like, oh, why'd you go Rod of Ages first? So Rod of Ages, obviously, you should do that first anyway, because it's a scaling item. You want to get as early as you can in the game to maximize the time that it's using to scale. But also, it probably does give you the most benefit early because it gives you health, it gives you mana, it gives you the AP for your passive, and all in all, that's good for your just general damage. So Gragas, I'd say, like, the Gragas is also doing a Rod of Ages build. I'm not sure if you should do the Rod of Ages build when you've had a really bad early game, because this Gragas is going to be, what, completing Rod of Ages. If he is going Rod of Ages, he's going to be completing it at, like, past 15 minutes. Like, that's really late for a Rod. Typically, I'd say a successful Rod of Ages is around the 10-minute mark. The earlier, the better. This Volibear did it at 9 minutes 30, which is very good. He could have even done it quicker because he went Boots of Lucidity. He didn't, you know, if you ignore Boots, you could even get it a little bit quicker. But I'd wager, again, a kill or 2 of his that he got was probably due to buying Boots of Lucidity. But yeah, between, I'd say, about 10-ish minutes, 9 to 10 minutes, and then I'd say up to like 12, 13 at the max. If you get it any bit later than that, it doesn't feel great. Because then you're looking at, you know, your Rod of Ages is capping out around 22, 23 minutes in a game. A lot of games finish around 22, 23 minutes nowadays. Like, a lot of them. So, you know, if the game finishes, if you build your Rod of Ages at 13 minutes into the game ends at 21 minutes. That means you have not maximized that item before the game has even ended, you know? So I'd always consider, if you're having a bad early game and the game is looking bad, don't buy a scaling item. Buy an item that will get you more power straight away, because the game may be over by the time you've even, like, maxed it up. So, yeah. So now, again, he has got more stats. So he's now got crit. So he's already had the attack speed from the daggers. So now he's gained crit. And he's gained, I guess, would move speed? Oh, no, the boots probably have move speed. So there's that. So now his item, he's up to 8 different stats. So wait, what other stats could he get? Obviously, he's not got any just straight up attack damage. So attack damage is something he could gain. Obviously, he could gain health health. He's got no item. No, he does have health. He's got mana, lifesteal. I guess he could do that. So wait, maybe a Bloodthirster next, because then Bloodthirster will give him lifesteal and AD. That's 2 extra stats, and that would give him the 10. That would give him the 10 to cross over into the 25 adaptive force. So it could be that. Yeah, tenacity is something he could also get. Chimando, 66 months tier 1, says, hey, Huz, 66 months, another 600, and I'm the devil. Oh, yeah. Also worth knowing, just to remind everybody, if you're still watching at this time, this video is being uploaded tonight as the second video. It is the eve of the subathon. So tomorrow, the 29th of June at 10 a.m. UK time, I will be beginning the subathon. This is pre-subathon, the day before, so if you're like, Huz, you've had 55 subs today. Basically, people that can't make it to the stream, I've always said, if, you know, they want to help. And I didn't even start this tradition. I think Nessie may have started it a couple years ago, that he was like, I can't make it. His subs, add it to the start time. So that's what we've done. So with having 50 odd subs today, that'll be 50 minutes added to the start time of tomorrow's subathon. So yeah, please do check it out. If you're normally on YouTube, just come say hello. Would really like to see you there. You know, I should be live most of the day. Roughly, if it all's going well, I should be going live from 10 a.m. to potentially midnight. So yeah, what's the point of this build? Von Bon just said, it maximizes all stats on a champion like Volibear, who benefits from both AD and AP, and it maximizes a new rune called Jack of all trades. It looks troll, it's not. It mathematically makes sense, in essence. Oh, Kane. Oh, Kane's dead. Oof. Mika just very quickly also said, goes a bit off topic. Oh my god, they're just not dealing with the Volibear at all. Said, did I know that in Cornwall there's a park where you can hug red pandas? Yeah, Mr. Tentry is going there. Mr. Tentry is that booked for his birthday, I believe. Red pandas are his favorite animal. If you do it tomorrow, Zofo. Yeah, the pings are quite spammy. But again, this game, well, you know, they just lost a big fight in mid lane. They're not going to be very happy about it. I'm surprised in some ways. Like, I was going to say, like, the tower's not dead yet, but it looks like the tower is now finally dead. There you go. It is dead. So, haven't even, you know, I know this is all a bit about a Volibear and stuff, but yeah, there's a Vayne Leona versus Smolder Taric in bot lane. Apparently. So there you go. So that is... I legit forgot about tank items. Oh my god. So he's now gained Navori, and now he's gained armor. So that is another stat. So he will now be on 9 different stats. I legitimately forgot about tank stats. Armor and magic resist. He could have, if he had enough money, I don't know if he did. I don't think he did. Instead of buying a cloth armor, he could have bought a null mantle, null magic mantle, and he would have got to the 10 different stats. That probably would be more worth it, because then you get the 25 adaptive force. So, like, basically, he would have got 25 extra, right? I think it gives you the adaptive force of what you're currently the highest in, so it would have given him extra 25 AP. That's a lot. That's 25 AP's nothing to sniff your nose at, you know? That's a decent amount of stats. So there's a big old fight happening here. So you can see Gragas is over there. So this Gragas, let's be honest, he's going to be basically tilted at this stage. So yeah, he's just trying to be useful in a team fight because he can't really do anything to... Oh, Volibear. Shmion makes a very good point. He could have just straight up bought a rejuvenation bead, which is very cheap. And that would have given him the 10 stats as well, because regen is a different stat. So that Kane may have just left the game, but I kind of would imagine the game is not far from over. But yeah, so this is the Volibear build. Hopefully I've shown it and explained it a little bit in detail, because I'm sure a lot of people are a bit confused about what the hell this build is and how has it randomly popped up. It's all because of the new Jack of Trades rune. If that rune doesn't exist, this build does not exist. So it's why it's popped up. So he's going to go back. Let's see if he gets enough stats to cover it off now. He should. If he doesn't, I'd be shocked. So he's gonna buy something. Come on, get your 10 different stats. He's completed Frozen Heart, and there you go. No, he hasn't. Dude, this Volibear's trolling. He bought a Kindle gem, which doesn't give him any different stats. He's already got health and ability haste. Buy one different thing. Buy a rejuve bead. Something. So, like, technically, this Volibear could be doing it slightly better. He should be maximizing getting to the 10 different stats. So his W cooldown now, by the way, is 2.79. That is very low. 2.8 seconds. If you're standing having a duel, you ain't killing this Volibear. His healing, his damage will simply be too high. That's crazy. Bonk. He got the stun off and then the slow from his E. So hilariously, we may even end this video not him completing Jack of all trades, which is a little bit annoying, but, you know. The Volibear just going to go for a dive. There's really nothing this Gragas can do. He's just going to wait it out. And again, boom, he gets a bit in trouble. The tower is starting to ramp up in terms of, you know, the longer you stay in tower, the more damage it does. So he was very smart. He did not ult early. He can tank a lot of the early hits because they don't do a lot of damage. Okay, the tower's going to start ramping up. Now I'll ultimate. So that's a really good decision as well. Yeah, I might give this a go. Tomorrow in the subathon, we are going to be starting the new Smurf series. I might do this in a game of top lane. I think that could be quite fun. We'll give it maybe a go tomorrow. So yeah, I believe the Kayn is definitely rage quit. Again, 0-5 Kayn. Again, I hate to whatevers, but like certain champions, you see them and they are typically more rage quit champions than others. And I would say Kayn is in definitely the higher percentage of rage quitters than the lower half, at least. I'll actually try and find it. Hang on. We can have this as a fun little bonus thing for this video. If I look at stats, AFK rates. Okay. But I have got the AFK rate by mained champion. So which champion main rage quits the most? So, hey, hidden a bit. It's right. So I'll go in order. And it's a little bit surprising, but Set is the highest. If you're a Set main, you have the highest percentage. Oh, it's actually tied. A 5.65%. So what that means is in 5.65% of people that are mains of Set or Yasuo, they quit their games. Then Zed, then Rengar, then Darius, then Swain, which is a bit surprising. Then Katarina, then Aatrox, Kiana, Kayn. So there's the Kayn. So again, he is in one of the top percentages. And they're all about the 5% mark. But there we go. Really nice play by Volibear. Again, is not, by the look of it, unless he bases right now and teleports back, which I don't think he's doing, he is officially not going to finish Jack of all trades. Who is the lowest? All right. Place your bets, everybody. Who is the lowest in terms of the champion mains that do not quit the most? Who is it? I'll give you a few seconds to guess. You can put in the YouTube comments your guess. Don't cheat. And there is the game. So the winner, the champion main that does not rage quit the most is Lulu. So there you go. Lulu mains are the most resistant to AFKing. But there we go. That is the Volibear build. Hopefully I explained it well. So if you see it, if you see it pop up in one of your own games now, you don't have to go, oh god, he's trolling. What the hell build is that? It actually is mathematically, it makes sense. So there you go. But anyway, that is going to be it. If you guys enjoyed, do throw a like on it. Hopefully I'll see you at the subathon tomorrow. Twitch.tv/HuzzyGames. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, comment down below. How are you doing at the very least? And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Cooldown!